Welcome back, Geico Outkick Studios. Appreciate all of you hanging out with us. We are rolling through the second hour of the program. My thanks to Joel Klatt, who just joined us. A lot to dive into, obviously, on the first Monday after a nearly complete college football schedule, and certainly after a nearly complete NFL schedule. We got a couple of Monday Night Football games. I always think the opening Monday Night Football of the year, when we've got the East Coast Monday Night Football and the West Coast Monday Night Football, is awesome. And frankly, every year I feel like I make the same argument, which is, man, I wish we had two Monday Night Football games all year round, because I think it's cool to be able, if you're on the West Coast, to have a West Coast or Mountain Monday Night Football game. And I also think it's cool to have an East Coast. So when you come home, that game's going on. But we had a absolute bevy of games going on over the course of the weekend. So many different storylines to get into, but I want to tell you that Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief works fast. You won't stink. It's pharmacist-recommended odor-free pain relief. For muscle pain, backache, strains, sprains, or even arthritis, there's no stinging or burning involved. It's simple pain relief. Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief works fast, and you won't stink. Appreciate all of you hanging out with us. And you know who didn't stink? And I think a lot of you watched and you thought to yourselves, Cam Newton. And I'm going to bring in Dub here to talk about him with me, because you are an Auburn fan, Dub. Cam Newton is one of the best all-time front-running quarterbacks. What I mean by that is there are some quarterbacks who are so mentally tough that even when they lose, you know that things are still going to be fine with them. Cam, it seems to me like, has always been a player that when things start rolling for him, he can get that roll going. We saw it with Carolina the year they went 17-1 when he was the NL MVP and the MVP of the NFC. And then he got into the Super Bowl. It was MVP of the entire NFL, but the best quarterback in the entire NFL. And then he was a 7-point favorite. Everybody expected that he was going to be coronated, basically. Denver Broncos took it to him, and he never really ever has gotten back. But I watched him playing yesterday, and I thought to myself, Bill Belichick might have gotten one of the greatest steals of all time. He replaced one MVP in Tom Brady with another MVP. And, look, Cam only threw the ball 19 times. He completed 15 of them, but he ran the ball 15 times. And he is such an unbelievable talent in the backfield that when he's healthy, he's hard to stop. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. Suddenly, Bill Belichick has got a wrinkle he didn't have for 20 years with Tom Brady. And boom, he is bringing in an unbelievable talent. And the stat that I saw, I mean, there's so much to get to. I'm going to talk about more about the Brady-Belichick dynamic to start off hour 3. But, Dub, you were an Auburn fan. You've seen Cam Newton and how dominant he can be. Did you not get the feeling watching the Patriots play against the Dolphins, this is potentially going to be a heck of a season for Cam Newton? And, man, it feels like Belichick got another steal.
Absolutely. Personally, I thought this was the story of the day yesterday on the first NFL Sunday back from Corona and all that, because you mentioned 15 rush attempts. That's the first time Cam Newton's had 15-plus rush attempts since October of 2014. That's a long time, because this is the healthiest he's ever been. Belichick basically has him on a 1-year rental. So how do you treat a rental? I mean, he's going to play Cam Newton the way that Cam Newton should be played, because he's not necessarily worried about the future of Cam Newton.
5 years from now.
Exactly. So,
and frankly, I don't think Cam can be worried about 5 years from now, because he has to go balls to the wall in this 1 year and prove that somebody needs to sign him to a 4 or 3 or 5 year extension, right? Like, this is his opportunity to demonstrate, I still got enough juice to be a starter in this league. And if you can't win with Belichick, you're probably not going to be able to win with anybody. But this is potentially a $75 or $100 million season for Cam, right? And it's why I've been saying he's the number one story of this NFL season, because his ceiling could be so high and his floor could be so low, and the same thing can be true of the Patriots.
Absolutely. And the one thing that Belichick and the Patriots have always excelled at is situational football, the third and shorts, the fourth and shorts. They got the biggest weapon in the NFL as far as I'm concerned for those exact situations. So I think the Patriots are going to be very, very dangerous. Tell me if you've heard that one before.
Just when you think that we don't have to worry about this team anymore, they go and they get an unbelievable weapon. When we come back, I'm going to talk more about Brady, Belichick, but so many different stories to get into. We're going to talk about Joe Burrow making his debut, Gardner Minshew, what in the world happened with the Jags taking down the Colts, the Cardinals and Kyler Murray, the Bears, comeback, what in the world, DeAndre Swift, the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield looked bad again, and the Redskins, who look like the worst team on the planet, came surging back against Carson Wentz and the Eagles. All of those things to discuss to start off the third hour of the program. I'm Clay Travis. This is Outkick the Coverage on Fox Sports Radio.